Hey, here's our room, and here's the Luxor. Okay, hit 1. We're going sideways now. 39.4 degrees.
Those band really appreciates you. The management really appreciates the fan club. So again, I want to thank each and every one of you for coming out. The biggest thing I'd like to do is thank all the staff members again that Kim just did. My mind. Without Kim and Sue and Debbie and Nancy and Nick and Dave and Janet, there wouldn't be any club. I see that everything runs all right, but they're the ones that keep it running. All of them, again, I've been said every year he says about the volunteers, but it is. It's all volunteer, nobody gets paid, they put a lot of hours in. Again, one of the bad things, or the good news and the bad news, we're glad everybody's here. I have to apologize for, I don't know who, but UPS did us a nice job. They sent 2 of our cartons here and 3 to Chicago to town with all the t-shirts in. So anybody that didn't get their t-shirt, make sure that you give your name to the young lady at the door taking the names. And if you're staying in town overnight, I personally will make sure that if they're delivered, I told UPS, I don't care what it costs or what the problem is, I want them delivered tomorrow. No ifs, ands, or buts. So if you're staying over, leave me the information. I'll make sure you get your t-shirts. If not, they'll come to you by priority mail as soon as I get them from UPS. Again, I'd like to keep everybody happy, but they say you can't please all the people all the time. I try. If there's any suggestions that you'd like to give, or any complaints you have about the club, please speak up. And if you see me or Kim or any of the officers, tell them what your problem is, and we'll try and correct it, because I really would like everybody to be happy. I don't know how much of it I can do, but my main interest is to make the fan club get together and support the band. I think we all have the same interest. We love the band. And again, like I say, management really appreciates the fan club. So each and every one of you that are here, if by some reason you think that you're just a fan, you're not. You're a special person because they really appreciate the fan club. Also, this is only a hearsay. You all said last night it's true. The Thanksgiving Day, the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade, Chicago will be on a float in that parade. So if it doesn't happen, don't come after me, is what I'm Also, the Christmas album, it is in the stores. A lot of people can come and ask me, when is it coming out, where will it be? All I can tell you is that it is out. It's in Kmart, Walmart, Tower Records. Evidently, not all of them have it. But if you go in and you tell them, excuse me, it is out on Chicago Records. It's the Christmas album by Chicago. They will probably get it for you. Normally, we offer this through the fan club, through Chicago Records directly, but management and Chicago Records would like the retailers to see what can be done by people buying the record directly. So they want everybody to buy it through a retail operation. Trying to think of what else, because I didn't write nothing down. I don't like to get up here. At least I got my voice this year. Any of you who were here the first year know I lost my voice completely. So. Again, like Kim said, as long as the band's around, we're going to have our convention. And I'm sure they'll hang in there till at least the millennium. So, millennium, whatever it is. Next year, we'll be here again. As long as the band's here, we'll be here. If something happens, they don't play Vegas, which they will, we'll have it wherever we have to. But we have it in Vegas because this is the place that the band has the time to spend with us. When we have it someplace on the road, the road's packing up, they have to be in the next city the next day, and they can't afford us the time. But again, if there's any suggestions you have, or anything at all we can do within our reason to make you happy or enjoy it, please just speak up and say so. I guess I'll turn the meeting back over to Kim. If I think anything, I'll come up and tell Kim to tell you. But support the members, and again, I'm going to try and have some kind of little banner or something. If anybody that has the interest would like to come over and sign a thing that says, "Best wishes to Sue Salgado, we're sorry you weren't here," I'd appreciate that, because Sue would have really liked to have been here. She just called me on my machine at home. I checked in. She left like a half-an-hour message on the machine, and she was all broken up. It's just that she works for a big corporation. It was just bought out by another corporation, and if she takes a day off, it's going to be the end of her job, because they're cutting down on jobs. She's been there 21 years, so We don't want anything to happen to that, but she did send her whatever. She wanted to be here. So if anybody wants to sign a little thing for that, I'd appreciate that. And again, Janet, the treasurer, is having hip replacement, so she couldn't make it here either, but she wanted to be here. But again, I hope you all have a good time. Tonight I think everybody will be at the show, so we show support of the band. As many people as can, I'd appreciate it if you wear your t-shirts. If you got a fancy dress you want to wear, that's great. But if you don't, if you can wear your t-shirt that you do have, we'd like to show the band our support. And I don't expect everybody to stand up after every song, but some of us do. If you could show as much applause and stand up as much as you could, we'd really appreciate it. And again, after the show, we'll have our meet and greet. Kim will give you the instructions, or one of them, how we'll do that. And please, have a great time. If anybody wants to ask me a question, I'll be in the back by my great t-shirts. And just come up and say hello. Thanks again for coming, and hope to see you next week.
Walking in and stop everything. Here I am. Thanks for coming out, you guys. It's great to see you all again. And here we go one more time. I'm really sorry about that. I feel so rude. What? Okay. Me again. Just to give you an update on Scrapbook. We've had a great year since we saw you guys last year, and really appreciate all the support and the phone calls to the radio stations to work those singles, and you know we're working on a lot of good new stuff. We have this Christmas album that's just I think come out on the internet and will be out in the store soon. But we've got a lot of good new material. We're going to cut a record of all new. Brand new original material. And I know that people don't understand sometimes, why the wait is so long, but it really there's a method to all this madness. We've just been really rebuilding ourselves. You guys know how it is. We've always got to outdo ourselves from the last thing we've done, and it's constantly trying to prove yourself, and you guys have helped out an awful lot in supporting us and in working the radio stations, especially because after these last two Heart of Chicago albums, we've had a lot of airplay and a lot of television exposure. Those of you who were at Penn and Teller this morning, thank you for coming. But it all is just, it helps to achieve the common goal. We want to have all kinds of new material for you to listen to, and all I can say is it's coming. Thank you for being patient, and we really do care about you guys, and it's good to have you here. It's a nice little badge. I'm going to keep this. But I'm just going to stick around probably till about 4 o'clock, but I brought a handful of my CDs of Chauncey. I'll just sit towards the back, like right at the door there, and I have about 60 of them, so, for a nice convention introductory price, I'll sell them for $10 a piece. I'll sign them for you if you guys want. And, I have about 60 of them here. If there's more people that want them than 60, I have some left at the the venue. Circus Maximum, there's like a few left there too, so thanks for showing up, you guys. You guys are
So that's pretty good. The word is out there about CTA.
Everything?
Las Vegas Boulevard tonight, picture the MGM sign too. The MGM brand over there.
What is it?
Parlor car. Straight the road here or something.
Wow. It goes on forever. I get the video?
What? Actually, no, you can get two. Stop it and start it over there and then pan back to the side. Yeah, a little bit.
Found one. Wow, look at that road in the distance. That's unbelievable.
He is blocked.
Keep it steady. See the camera?
Record. Another sign. Just walk back.
It's a Lil Alien. Must be way down there.
Area 51. Viewers guide. Area 51. Going in.
Joe?
And you have to go away to
California, it's really long.
and Tennessee walking horses,
While you're eating.
So,
Here, you know, what it's all about and how long you've been here, that type of thing. Just kind of basic stuff first, then we'll sort of get into it after that.
Well, my wife and I, we got together, we were married in 1981. And at that time, my work was pretty slow, you know, so I got a job at the Tonopah Test Site. And I was a carpenter by trade. And I worked there off and on for 10 years. But, my wife and I were recently married, and we didn't want to be apart, you know, for a whole week. So I'd stay up there and come back on the weekends. Her days off was on Tuesday, Wednesday, whatever. And we brought a travel trailer up and put it in the trailer park over here. And got acquainted with all the folks. Well, in '87, my wife was injured on the job. In circumstances that I was injured on the job. We were in rehab. There was a bar here, but it's nothing like nothing like it is now. And the lady that was trying to run it by herself, she called my wife one day, or my wife called her, or whatever. They got to be acquaintances, you know. And she said that she was going to close the place because she was losing money every month. Well, I thought about it, and for a couple days probably, and I told my wife, I said, why don't we take over this business? I think we can make a living. She said, you sure? Because it gets very cold. It snows. Well, I told her before we were married, I said, there's two things I don't do, so don't ask. Number one, I don't shovel snow, and number two, I don't cut grass. So, like I said, yeah, well, I think I could manage the cold weather because I won't have to be outside. And like I say, being a carpenter and living in Michigan for 30 years, I had my fill of the mud and the snow and cold weather. But we took it over, and it paid its way right from the beginning. So, and then this UFO thing came up in 1989, 88, 89. But anyway, I had just finished remodeling. I added 12 feet in front of the bar. And we had a grand opening on August of 1990, I believe, for the Lil Alien Inn. But you know, we talked it over and said, well, every business needs a gimmick, theme, you know, if you will. So why don't we go with the UFO thing? And it's worked well.
It seems like you've had a lot of celebrities. I know we saw you on, was it the Discovery Channel? Or?
We've been on Discovery a lot.
Yeah.
And they just did
Just recently.
Yeah, they just recently did another episode.
Did they? So, I mean, this place attracts up a lot of attention, even though you're way out in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah, worldwide.
Yeah.
Worldwide. When they dedicated this highway, well, the Department of Tourism is headed by the Lieutenant Governor, of course. Well, my wife and I were, more my wife than I were active in the Department of Tourism. You know, we'd go to the meetings and you know, such things. Well, what these people, you know, kind of figured out that we were drawing in tourists from, you know, from everywhere practically, everywhere, yeah, practically. And it was brought up to the Lieutenant Governor, so he got behind it and dedicated this highway as the extraterrestrial highway. And that story went worldwide. I mean, it was a funny thing. My mom and dad and a lot of my aunts and uncles lived back in Kentucky, you know. And this story had made the USA Today. So we called my mom and dad and said, go get had our picture in it and all this stuff. Go out and get the USA Today because there's a story in there, you know, about the Lil Alien. So my aunt called back in about 2 hours or 3 hours or so. Said she went to town and she couldn't find the USA Today, but we were on the front page of the Paducah Sun. And she was quite excited about that.
That's the big time.
Oh yes, we've had visitors from practically every corner of the world. There was one guy came in. I can't remember where he's from, Ohio or Pennsylvania, somewhere back east. And he said, he asked me, what's the farthest anyone ever came to, ever travel to come here? I said, well, gee, I don't know which is farther away, China, South Africa, or Australia. I don't know. It's amazing. It really is. It's mind-boggling. We meet so many beautiful people from practically every country in the world. As a carpenter, I always figured I never had much opportunity to meet foreign visitors, foreign people. And I always kind of thought in the back of my mind, never dwelled on it, but we, the Americans, were more like the English than practically any other country because we could communicate, talk pretty much the same language. But after being here and meeting all these people from all these different countries, people are people. It doesn't matter what language they speak, they want the same things.
Well, tell me a little bit about, I know this is your business, and as a business, it is a business. Tell me about your personal beliefs about this UFO stuff. I mean, do you think it's just the military testing the new stuff, or down deep in your heart, what do you think?
Well, even as a young man, boy, I always had a problem believing that the Earth was the only planet in our universe that supported life such as we know it. Billions and billions and billions of star systems very close to our own that could and perhaps do support life forms. And as far as this, what's going on out here, well, I've thought about it probably a great deal, had a lot of discussions, and I think that the Roswell crash was the first physical evidence that was gathered. And the reason I say that is that the Air Force just recently came out again with a final explanation of the Roswell incident. It was balloons, they threw crash dummies out. Come on. And that didn't happen until 1953, and this was 1947 when this incident happened. And just consider and look at all the explosion of technology that occurred in the 50s, in the 60s. One of the most knowledgeable physicists in the world at the time, in 1958, said that man would never travel to the moon. Not only did man travel to the moon, but it was less than 12 years later after he said that. And just consider, the fiber optics, the Kevlar, the different things that Colonel Philip Corso wrote in his book, The Day After Roswell. If you haven't read the book, I recommend that. Get the book and read it, because if you haven't heard interviews of him, he was on Art Bell, he was on just numerous talk shows. And after listening to the man, it makes a lot of sense. But this General Trudeau was, I guess he was the man in charge, the man in Pentagon in charge of this Roswell incident. And in General Trudeau's office was a file cabinet. I guess it was quite a large file cabinet that had various little items that could not be explained. Well, they take something like integrated circuit. In the 60s, the integrated circuit had never even heard of. They had the technology to make these small computers with megabyte. The first ones were, I guess it was mega. Well, they're very, very
Kilobyte.
small. The first ones were like thousands of bytes.
Right.
Then they went to the megabyte, and then the gigabytes and all the others. Well, Trudeau's story was that they found this thing. After the general died, because Colonel Corso swore to the general that he would never say anything about this cabinet until after the death of the general. The general said, after I'm dead, I don't care, you can do anything you want to. So in 1960s, Corso he'd look at something, well, that looks like a transistor or whatever it is. I don't know what it is. Well, he would go to a company, such as GE or whoever that worked in this field, and he said, here, take this, find out what it is, what it does, and then you manufacture it, you get all the patents. So this is the way that the information was released to the public. And he said that even Velcro was in this stuff, The transistor was one of the first things that they released from this craft that the American TV and radio industry, they didn't want no part of it, so they sent it to Japan. Look what Japan did with it.
Yeah.
So
You think it's all possible, though, huh?
I think that the technologies that, and one thing that one of the soldiers made a remark that helped recover that craft from Roswell, said, it's the damnedest thing, there's a big hole in the side of this ship. And there was wires hanging down with light coming out of it. Fiber optics. It's, like I say, I've watched a lot of videos, and I've listened to a lot of people talk on this Roswell thing, and I think this is the biggest cover-up in history, in my opinion. And I think this technology, well, just for instance, someone reports a ball of light or a craft going at a very high rate of speed, 30,000 miles an hour or more, and it would make a 90 or 120-degree turn instantly, just bam, Well, there's no machine or pilot that could ever take such G-force. Even a bowling ball would disintegrate with such force. So if in fact it is our technology, they have rewritten the physics books and they haven't told anyone. That's my opinion.
Now, what about the well, before I get into the technology stuff, tell me a little bit about the politics of this place. I'm standing back here listening. You guys are talking about Clinton, the whole gang. And it sounded like, a pretty good-natured conversation. Obviously, most of these people are locals, I guess, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Now, do you really get into more of the politics as opposed to talking about what goes on around here, or is it day-to-day thing, or is it?
Well, since George Bush announced this New World Order in 1987, every speech that man made from 87 to 90, he mentioned this New World Order. And it took me that long to find out what this New World Order was all about. And a lot of people laugh, well, New World Order, that's ridiculous, but it's all in the library. If you go to the library and look it up, it's there. What this New World Order is all about. The first public, announcement of this so-called New World Order was Adolf Hitler. Okay, in 1934, look on the back of your $1 bill, where the Pyramid of Giza, with the eye on it, and at the top it says Anahuet Coeptus, and at the bottom and on the banner it says Novus Ordo Seclorum, which loosely translated from Latin to English translates announcing the birth of the New World Order. It's on our $1 bill. It was put on there in 1934 by FDR. So if there's nothing to this New World Order and all these symbols on our dollar bill, just consider why is a pyramid, an Egyptian pyramid, on the back of our $1 bill. Why? What's the significance? And nothing is done accidentally. That's one thing that FDR said that was the truth. Nothing happens politically by accident. So if it happens, it was planned. And therefore, by my study and my talking with people and what I've learned, since 1990 is that everything these people in Washington, D.C. are doing, it goes toward this goal, a one world government. And that is why I tell everyone to listen. I said that to some folks, and my wife was present. I said, I preach to everybody that'll listen to me, you know? And she says, no, you preach to them whether they want to listen or not. So I do talk about politics from time to time. Well, every day practically. But then also, we have some very serious discussions about the possibility of life on other planets, and they come in here. And very, very deep, well thought out arguments, you know. Well, we don't argue per se. No, I don't mean scream and holler. We have some very deep discussions. But then on the other hand, the UFO has two sides. It has a very light and a happy, joking side, and it has a very serious side. And we welcome either one. We laugh and talk about it, or we discuss things in a serious manner.
What about your relationship with the military? Notice you get a couple of awards over there from them.
Oh, yeah.
Do they come here and hang
Oh,
out?
frequently, well, practically daily during the week, during work days. There's the range is just over here about, as the crow flies, probably 20 miles. And you can drive to the boundary about 30 miles. And the Air Force and other branches of the service, the Marines, the Army, they all have their war games out there. And they are our kids, you know. This one plaque he was talking about was from 1989. The boys came here for their war games, and they left us a plaque when they left. And like I say, those boys that went to the Gulf War, they were all our kids. They had been here and trained right here on this range. We have a very good rapport with the military. Just this past August, we had 120 Marines that my wife fed one meal a day. We have the Air Force is they've been here from the beginning too, and we're neighbors, we're friends. And we love our military boys because they are our kids. The true patriots of America are willing to put their life on the line at a moment's notice. This, to me, that's to be commended.
One more question, we'll let you eat. What would you say?
Interesting, make more than one.
She's eating this up, she loves this stuff. What would you say to people that haven't been here? Some people are skeptical. You know, what would you say to them to come on out and actually visit the area and see? You know, there's a lot of people that are in Las Vegas that wouldn't make the trek out here, you know. What do you say to those people? You know?
I don't know if there's anyone in Las Vegas that hasn't been here or not.
Now that we're here.
Seriously, I've like I said it before, I've always kept an open mind. And I recommend that people, well, I put the UFO thing, the subject, in the same category as religion. You read what you can find, and you make a determination, because we have no facts. And either, you know, faith is logic without basis of fact. So read what you can find. If you're a total skeptic, you don't believe in UFOs. Well, read some materials. There's just hundreds of books out there on the subject. And before you make a decision whether or not you want to believe, then after you have read and researched a little bit, then it's easy to make an informed decision. That's why I tell everyone, you know, this young boy from, seems to me it was New York or New Jersey, somewhere on the East Coast. He was 13 years old. He called me on the phone one night. I talked to him for, 10 minutes or so. It was busy. So he wrote me a letter, explaining that he believed in UFOs. And a lot of his friends laugh at him and joke about it, you know. So I told him, I said, well, you just go ahead and read all the information you can find with an open mind. And when your little friends laugh at you, you can smile to yourself because you know more than they know. You can be proud of them. It's okay that people laugh at you. So what? That's not a big deal. You know? But you can just smile to yourself that you know things that they don't know.
Very good. All you need to do is spell your last name Travis,
Just like Randy.
just like Randy.
Here we go.
Is he related?
Merle Travis. You know, he looks like a lot of my...
Wonderful. You know, we really have a lot of fun here. We've learned an awful lot about the UFO subject by people that come here from all over the world. And I mean, every country. We've had people today from Switzerland, and from Germany, and from France. We have one lady from Japan. So we have such a great mix of people. And a lot of times it's very broken English that we talk in because it's quite limited, but you still get some really interesting stories. And the people from our own country that come here, and some of them purposely come here just to go through the UFO subject. It can be talked about here. Everything can be talked about here. It's such a... People say this is the way things used to be. Well, here, this is the way things are. You know, as we've done today, just sit around and talk and be able to have 10,000 conversations. And even though sometimes my husband and I get pretty busy, we still try and take enough time to speak and have a few words with everybody that comes through the doors and give it a good try. We've done so many different things while we've been here from, they say it was a little bar and restaurant. Well, it was at one time, but now it's a little tiny place. It's become known around the world. And it's fun. They say, people come in, oh, you're a celebrity. No, I'm still just you. And you may know who I am, but I'm really excited about who you are. So it's always a really different type of subject that we can go through.
It must be neat every day to look forward to that type of situation where you don't have sort of a 9 to 5 type of job.
No, this is 8 in the morning till 10 or 11 at night.
So that's worse than a 9 to 5.
Yeah. But we've talked a couple of times about selling our place. Neither one of us could do it because we'd miss something. Even when we went on vacation, it was kind of fun. But we still were wondering who's there, how's it going, who are we missing, you know. We saw a lot of pretty country, but God, we missed the people back here.
Tell me a little bit about your favorite UFO story. What was or maybe a situation type of thing, maybe an argument you folks had, or, discussion or whatever.
Well, you know, we've actually had a couple of sightings. There's a lady in our community that saw a craft with 4 other people, and it was very big. People come and we talk about this, and they say, well, aren't you scared? I said, no. The ones that are here are very friendly. They've done nothing but help my husband and I. The first thing that ever happened is when something came through our back door. That's right there. It was between 8:30 and 9:30 at night. It was at least 20 below zero outside. So when I tell you this, you realize the door wasn't standing open. A light about that big around actually came through the door, shot about 6 feet into the room, and illuminated the entire door jamb. Actually happened. Joe and I were the only 2 people here when it happened, but we have felt nothing but good. He told it to make itself at home, that it'd always be welcome to be here. We got to laughing, because it was around Christmas. I said, well, maybe we ought to put cookies and milk out like you do for Santa. So hell, if you can come through a steel-clad door, you can damn well open a beer can or get in one of my refrigerators. So you just help yourself. And there's been nothing but good happen for Joe and I while we've been here. No matter what, things get short, they get tight, and things still change. So, yeah.
What do you think about the media? Since you've gotten your first attention how many years ago or whatever. Has it enhanced your business, or has it enhanced the folks that come in here? I mean, you talked about the type of people that have been here before, but is it because of the media, or do you think it's...
It's some of, I think the people that come here, we've had a lot of attention from the media, and there's a lot of hype that goes with it. But people are on a genuine journey a lot of times, whether they come from another country or what they do. Some of it, they think, oh yeah, you know, but when one person leaves here with a deep feeling that they really found something, it's important. And I think that's a good thing to go by sometimes. The media sometimes will do good and bad. There's one report out that I'm quite upset with because it shows our community as a closed community, that everything is gone. And that's pretty frustrating to have to tolerate. I had friends call me, I've had people from all over the world call and say, what happened? I said, nothing. What this person did was photograph Crystal Springs and the destroyed building there and put it on as the end. That was Rachel and everybody was gone. It was very frustrating. Most of the reports that the reporters do, sure, some of them, you know, say some bad things, but not on a whole. Most of them understand. One person said, well, you're just in this for the business, for the money. I am. I work 16 hours a day, 7 days a week. I don't do this to not make money. But when I say something that comes from my heart, I don't have to tell a lie to promote my business. That's the way it will always remain. I've told all my help, if you don't have something you genuinely know, don't make up a story to do this. So it has made it really good for us.
What would you say, I asked this question to Joe, what would you say to the folks that haven't been here, that are a little skeptical about this whole UFO thing? Would you tell them just to come out and visit, or what's the story, open your mind, that type of thing?
A lot of people call and say, what's out there? What is there? Well, is it really true? Well, most of it, you have to open your own mind and decide for yourself. But if they don't believe, I say that's okay. Come and have a good time anyway. The people that do believe, they need people to be able to talk to. So there's been a lot of heated conversations a lot of times, and some of them are genuine. There's been some major friendships. There was a couple that met here it's 6 years ago now. They came back 3 years later and were married right here. So there's some lasting friendships that have happened. And I think we don't have enough of this in our country. We need people to sit around and talk and get some understanding. And there's a lot more people that believe the UFO subject. I mean, as many people have seen things and had encounters, they can't all be crazy. They can't. I mean, it can't be just one of those things. It really does happen.
Anything else you want to add? Anything?
Well, I could just invite everybody to come to the Lil Alien Inn.
Sure can. If you want to do a plug, you
I
certainly
just
can.
want to tell everybody, as you did, to come on out to the Lil Alien Inn. Let's have some good time. We can sit around and talk. They can call me. You know the phone number by now. It's 702-729-2515. But just come on out and visit and have a good time.
Why don't you say how to get here from Las Vegas?
Okay.
How many miles it is, and that traveling time, that kind of stuff.
It takes 2.5 hours to get to our place from Las Vegas. You have to come out Interstate 15 north and turn off on exit 64, which is the Great Basin Highway, Highway 93. And you come about 90 miles and you pass two small communities, one called Alamo and the other one called Ash Springs. About 5 miles above Ash Springs, you turn back to the left, and about a half a mile down, there's a big Y in the road that puts you physically on 375 and Highway 318. About a half a mile, there's a big Y in the road, stay to the left of the Y for 40 miles, and here we are, 2.5 hours out of Las Vegas.
Great.
Okay?
Super. Thank you very much.
Thank you. You know what, I could kick
He makes it across 2 or 3.
I won't take a picture if you don't want me to.
Well, I'm just telling you a
Okay?
joke.
Okay.
We're just kidding.
No, I'm not gonna use it, don't worry, you can.
When's this gonna air? They try and hang it on you. You're dead and you can't defend yourself.
Hey, do you know I got a
Runs downhill and you're in the hour and you're on the train.
And he's coming up to the place, he's driven teams, and he's coming up to teach me how to drive the team on the wagon. See, I've done this. I'm a favorite.
Now, you look like you've been doing it all your life.
Oh, God, I have been in another life.
If she can do that, she can drive a little bit.
What do you want to drink? Coffee.
You can walk back there, it's okay.
Oh, I can?
Making all kinds of.
What did Don do now?
No, it was Donna.
Oh, okay.
It was Donna calling for Dawn.
Yeah, there you go. Papa's Dawn.
Did you hear what Don Day said to me today?
No.
Now remember, we're on video. You better
I'm not going to repeat it right now.
We're having too much fun, girls.
Don will know the difference.
Excuse me?
He's like, well, at least if you yell out my name, Don won't know anything.
Go on the thing. On the screen to exist. No, I'm just talking. On the food, it's on his food ticket. But we're gonna let you eat here. Because he was teasing us.
God, there's music.
Okay.
What you come in for? You got to drink coffee. And she cute. Yes, she is. I was going out in a little circle.
To work, they've got a trip bucket. That old Fresno, it's like a scraper. Yeah, fill up with dirt, and it's got a big handle on it. When you get to where you want to go, you trip it.
Just pick it up.
But just watch when that son of a bitch comes back, because it'll knock your ass out.
I watched my dad dig a pond with a scoop and 2 handles like a wheelbarrow. Put it over, you hold it down, and you scoop up with the mud, and you drag it around, and you just tip it up like a
That's the
wheelbarrow.
old Fresno. But I used one, but it always had was a big handle, one big handle. And when you get to where you're gonna dump it, you trip it.
We figured
Flip it over,
You don't see him.
but when it comes back, you got to watch what you're doing, because it'll kill you.
I can show you that pond right today, it's still got water.
I covered a ditch probably about 20 feet long. I just talked to him, he knew what he was doing.
He can drag it together. You let me shorten the chain where you leave it out. Let it on the back. We just had it back there. We didn't use friction on that. Friction is like a net that goes down the back. The whole,
No, I don't have that.
well, you only got the back there.
There's this one too, and then it has 2 cross straps that hooked into the drum band. So when you hook into the drum, the tongue isn't gonna let that wagon run.
We never had that, all we had was the back there.
Yeah. Well, it won't let it run into the asset.
You can hold the wagon, they can hold the wagon back. But you know what you want to hold, it's hard to hold that wagon back. You have a brake there.
Great. Hey guys, this is my life out here. That's right.
We see him snapping up in the groove.
Just take out the key. You know, that's not a great handbrake, but I didn't have
had a wagon built, $3,500 with hydraulic brakes on it,
We had one, complete wagon up there on top.
and it had a car tire, not original type wagon, but just the whole.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
And it had the hydraulic brake on it. And in Gilmore, California, and he's a beautiful ride. And we used it on the theater.
Wanted it to come from there. I've never even been there, but I just have something special for that back there. You know, they say that people have just not changed.
You know,
They're just pretty much, you know, there's been either a, you know, what do they call it when the population moves out and not too much going in. The only area that's been in is around
Decrease in population.
yeah. And the way that people, you know, I just want to tell him how bad.
I just hit the goddamn motel button and it went up 55.
So came along and lightning strike and everybody was striking those poplar trees right out in front of her place.
First,
We just got to back.
Did she ever shut up?
Hold the camera. Hold the camera, please. Okay.
Those are her dogs that she's leaving out there in hot sun, poor things. Animal abuse. Yep.
Are there aliens flying the sky around the region of Nevada, or is it just
Yep.
Are there aliens flying in the sky around Rachel, Nevada? Or is it just a military base over the hill? That may be a question that we cannot answer. From coast to coast from Rachel, Nevada. I almost got through it. Alright, ready? Is it still?
Go.
Are there aliens flying the skies around Rachel, Nevada? Or is it just a military base? That may be a question we don't know the answer. From Rachel, Nevada, coast to coast, I'm Jim. That's it.
Shoot.
Are there aliens flying the skies around Rachel, Nevada? That may be a... Are there aliens flying the skies around Nevada? Or is it just the military over the hill? Without physical evidence, that may be a question no one can answer. Coast to coast in Rachel, Nevada, I'm Jim. Action.
Shoot.
Shoot. Are there aliens flying the skies around Nevada? Or is it just the military base over the hill? Without physical evidence, that may be a question that no one can answer. From the Lil Alien Inn in Rachel, Nevada, I'm Jim Camille, coast to coast.
Like fortresses.
Sleeping in good?
Yeah. Yeah, it's better now.
Huh?
It's a little better now.
Yeah, the spots.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Enough, alright?
I need green lights. I don't need this shit. Does it look clear?
So-so.
Let me see.
What'd you do to it?
Different filter. So you can get pictures of the individual signs too as we go by.
What signs? The,
Oh yeah, like the MGM Grand.
the hotel signs?
This asshole. Hold on. Parking there at the Harley Davidson Cafe? Last time.
Oh, I'm sure. Probably outdoor parking, not a garage or anything.
So you can go there tonight or tomorrow.
Tomorrow? Leaving at 5 in the morning.
Probably be open all night. Picture of the sign. Let's see. Going on.
Blurry. More blurry.
Is it?
Yeah. Let's...
I don't know whether that's the monitor or that thing. Whoa, 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 listen to the music.
Bellagio's actually coming out.
This traffic sucks.
Weekend. A little bit.
Still be. Right turn the wheel, just on the wheel.
What wheel? Oh.
Maybe a second see the picture gets in there.
Chicago's coming out.
More picture of that corner over there. Does that come out?
The lights come out, but not the individual words, you know?
Put it back where it was.
Yeah, the other ones were making it blurry. It's blurry. It's bright.
Can't remember which way it was.
Oh, that's good. That's pretty good. I don't know what you did, but it's pretty good.
Fucking lights. Jesus Christ. Woman shouldn't be allowed to drive.
I'm all for that.
We get up close. show you got the wine you should.
Damn thing's so bright, it blasts out the letters. You can see it. Looks like the whole sign is white except the black Chicago letters.
Mike, try a different filter.
I tried them all. The one that you did before we got in the garage was the clearest. The best one.
I'm hitting the record button and the thing stops.
Okay, gonna zoom into our room.
Bugs at play there.
Our room.
But you know what? If you zoom in, it clears up. If you hold it steady and zoom in, it clears right up. Like the words Monte Carlo will come clear. See him from here.
Someone looking down. Any idea how high he is? 12 floors up. So you can imagine what that's like up there.
I got my earrings. See them? Don't zoom in on my nose. You know I hate that.